Hey everybody, Tony Miano here again with Cross Encounters Radio with Open Air Quick Tip number 4. Louder is not always better. And I've alluded to this in maybe the last couple of the Quick Tip videos, but this is very important to understand. Louder is not always better, and this is a common problem with new open air preachers. They feel like they have to yell at the top of their lungs throughout their entire open air because they're afraid they're not going to be heard. Or maybe out of pride, they want to be as loud as the next person. But louder is not always better. If you are preaching so loudly that you have no control over your voice, meaning that you cannot change the tone, change the inflection, put emphasis on certain words, and drawing people in with the change in the tone and the volume of your voice, then you are preaching too loudly. If you start to feel a vibration in your throat, you are preaching too loudly and you're going to blow out your vocal cords. I have a very loud voice, but it's nowhere near as loud as it used to be, nor do I have the stamina, and this is why. I was open air preaching at the Ambassadors Academy. Tradition was that I would do the very last open air of the academy. I would do it down along the service road at Huntington Beach with the academy class and all of the staff up at the top of the hill, at the top of an amphitheater, anywhere from, 50 to 100 yards away. And I would belt out this open air. And part of the reason I did that, one, I wanted to encourage everybody with one last open air, a charge to not quit. And in fact, the message became known as Don't Quit. But I also wanted to show them how far a voice could carry, because many people were feeling inadequate because they did not have a big voice. Well, I did that at the end of every academy for almost all of the academies until one day, after a full day of preaching, I went to do this open air, and I went to belt it out as loud as I could, and I felt a pop in my neck. And what I would realize a couple months later is that I literally ruptured one of my vocal cords. And it's healed, it's completely healed, but my voice has never been the same. And so now I raise the banner and wave the flag that louder is not always better. If you are preaching so loud that you have lost control over your voice or you're straining your voice, you need to back down. You need to back off the volume. And you need to trust in the sovereignty of God. Regardless of how loud or how soft your voice is, God has already predetermined from eternity past who is going to hear you preach that day. And everyone that God wants you to hear on any given day, at any given time, is going to hear the proclamation of the gospel. So remember, louder is not always better, and protect the instrument that God has given you. And that's Open Air Quick Tip number 4.